Hello, family. Thank you so much for coming back. Kitchen Sink family members, welcome back. And thank you so much for supporting us. You know, the last videos have been doing very well, and I'm truly grateful. Truly grateful. Please continue to share, continue to subscribe, comment, and like all these videos. It really helps us. And by the way, subscription is free. I didn't realize that people were not aware. To subscribe is for free, but it benefits me so that then YouTube will continue to advertise our videos, and then we can gain momentum and begin or continue to grow. Thank you so much for all your support. I know we do have our own I don't know what to call them, premier gang. I think we do have a premier gang, you know, in the family members who really champion these videos. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate. Today, and I think for the next 3 videos or so, I would like to discuss, in fact, some of them will end up having to come back to them, because I'm sure with time, people will ask questions and we will definitely have to come back. But there is an issue that people ask about, or when I talk about, people always say, but you know, you have to address these things with, with us or with young people, but not that it's anything for the young people, but it covers all generations. But however, my focus is for the younger people, because they are the ones who usually say, but no one ever told me. I'll start with a scripture as usual, Matthew chapter 15 verse 4. And I'm reading from the New King James Version. It says, "For God commanded, saying, honor your father and your mother, and he who curses father or mother, let him be put to death." I'm really focusing on the A part, honor your father and your mother. These days I always tell you a story behind it. The story behind this conversation is that a little while ago, our daughter was around. Our daughter Chido, you know her, a darling to this channel. She was here, and it was a very chilled sort of visit. There was nothing hectic happening around this visit. She just came home to visit her parents, and so we got to be talking about serious stuff. And as we were talking, we realized that she kept us asking us questions for which I think personally I would have assumed that she knows. I'm not sure about the father, but in the end we realized we actually had to engage in a conversation, which I am going to engage in with all of you today, for parents, so that you can pass this on to your children and begin that conversation with your children. And for children who are young adults, and by young adults I'm talking generations, from in your 20s up to maybe 35 thereabouts, married or single. There are issues that I hope I haven't talked about it previously, but I don't think so. But anyway, in Shona we say Simba, to repeat, is powerful. So, according to this scripture, the verse says, honor your father and your mother. In another place where this is talked about, it actually says this is the only commandment with a promise, because then it says so that your days may be long here on earth. And the issues that I would like us to address are, when you are grown, you are working, God has blessed you, you are working, as you are employed, or you are running a business, you are gainfully employed, and or your vocation is giving you some kind of income. In our cultural setting, what does that mean, for a child and parents? So it's not a demand that we place on young people culturally, but it is a key that scripture gives you to unlock blessings. I want you to understand this, because many times people say, but are you not putting pressure on us? No, we're not putting pressure on you. There is a reason why scripture says honor your father and your mother. In Exodus, it actually says, if you go to Exodus chapter 20, I just wanted to read it in the New Testament so that you don't say, but why are you giving us commandments from the Old Testament? Because in the Old Testament, it says, honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long upon the land which the Lord your God is giving you. It's a command with a promise. So if you do not honor me or your father, how are you going to unlock the promise of your days being long here on earth? And then our daughter asked, what do you mean? How do I honor you? My list is not exhaustive. This discussion will not be exhaustive. And some of the issues are specific to families, but there are some general, aspects that we can talk about, particularly from an African Zimbabwean context. But I'm sure Africa across the board, particularly sub-Saharan Africa, I'm sure I can confidently say this is an expectation upon you. So my friends in Kenya, Zambia, South Africa, Nigeria, please correct me if my assumptions are too far stretched. But I assume sub-Saharan Africa, this applies to all of us, that when a child has been educated and they are now working, there is an expectation of you taking care of us, just making sure that we are fine. If as a parent I say to you, no, don't worry, I'm not of that inclination, I don't need, your monetary help. That's the only thing that the parent is saying I don't need. They still need your love. They need you to step out, and ensure that you find out how your parents are doing. You find out if with their money they are indeed okay. And if your parents are those that really struggle to send you to school, how do you think they don't need your money when they struggle to send you to school? It means when they were sending you to school, they were prioritizing you so that your life as the child will be better. But as you become gainfully employed, you will remember them also, and their twilight years will also be better one way or the other. So point number 1, monthly upkeep for your parents. Other parents, it's the circumstances are dire. They absolutely need for you to help them. It's not even a matter of discussion. You have to help them. There are some parents that are like that. But for some parents, they'll tell you maybe they don't need monetary contribution, but no one under the sun will refuse to be loved by their children. How do you love them? Make time to visit. Make time to check on your parents. Make time to ensure when they are not well, you care for them, or you show that you care for them. Don't just behave like we are strangers with each other. That is not African. That's very, very foreign to us. As Africans, we look after each other, we look after our elderly, and we respect them. I wish I had somebody else to ask me questions. I will allow the cameraman to ask me questions in the end. And then the other bit, particularly in our Southern Africa setting in particular, when we are growing old, as I am growing old right now, I go to bed hoping that I will rest, but I will wake up with aches and pains first thing in the morning as I'm waking up from bed. Many years ago, to wake up from bed was a joy, a pleasure. Now you are not so sure, because you can wake up and it's even worse than you were last night. What does that mean? Sickness, aches and pains are with us. So part of your honoring me as a child is, if you can, ensure that there is a medical insurance, medical aid, we call it, others medical insurance, depending on where you're coming from. It's very important for me. If you don't have that in place, then save money somewhere, because these aches and pains are real. And, for some of us to be fit and healthy, you don't need like painkillers or antibiotics, but you need, vitamins, supplements. You need something to keep you going. And unless you, the younger people, know that, you may just, in your lovely smart casuals, come home to see me, and me, I'm struggling with aches and pains, and you didn't know. Please know that all elderly people, 55 years and above, but just make sure, check before you come home. Are you okay? Do you need me to bring you anything? And we will tell you what we need. Thank you. The other thing that we need, for those of us who are here, if you take care of our medical insurance, it means when we die, you must also take care of us. In Zimbabwe, we do have funeral policies, and I'm sure it's happening everywhere now. How do you expect to be the son who's going to give a speech when I have passed away? The daughter who's going to give a speech when I have passed away, when you are not the one burying me? Many of us, we are on our own funeral policies, which we are paying for even now. And in the house, we have adult children who don't even know that we are on those policies. They will only find out. Go home, check with your parents. Are they on a funeral cover? Which one are they on? What does that mean? And when you know, then at least if you can take over paying for that, all parents will clap hands when they watch this video. They will clap hands for me, I'm telling you, to know that our children are now worthy to be, for them to be, appreciated when the parents die. When people say, we want to thank the children, they are all here, they have buried their mother. Don't just be thanked for what you haven't done. Meantime, it's been us who are contributing. You can contribute for these funeral policies. Find out in your area which one is most suitable for you. Hopefully, Nyaradzo will come, send an officer to give you details of their own funeral services which they provide. What am I saying? I'm saying these things are not expensive. The last time I checked with Nyaradzo, which is many years ago, obviously, they actually used to have funeral packages for $6. $6. You could get a funeral package of sorts. And you can do that for your parents. And now, at least for us here in Zimbabwe, and I'm talking for you, those of our children who are in the diaspora, I know Doves, I know Nyaradzo, they are operating from the diaspora as well. You can actually organize these policies, pay for them while you are there in the diaspora. I don't want to speak for them. If they are interested, I'll send them this video when we upload it. If they are interested, they can come and give you more details as to the sort of packages that they have. Don't do what we have never known. Go fund me when your mother has died, your father has died. Don't go fund me. If you are a child who is organized, you can actually do this for your parents. And if you're in the diaspora, I think it's Nyaradzo, they even will give you 2 tickets, for those that you are covering on their policies, for you to come and bury them. Then you deserve to be mentioned that we thank God for the son, for the daughter, they have buried their parents. That's what it means in Shona. And that's what it means in Africa. When a child has buried their parent, they have taken care of the cost of the funeral, not just dressing up in black and then you come. In Africa, it really doesn't matter. You can even come dressed up anyhow, as long as you have done what is necessary, and the community will appreciate you. If you can't do it by way of existing policy structures that are there, at least I know in Zimbabwe we also have EcoSure, through EcoNet. I will also ask them to, if they want to come and elaborate further, they can do it, for which you pay. I think now the most expensive of EcoSure contributions is now $7.50 a month. Can you not pay $15 surely for your parents, so that when they die you have money? $15 every month for 2 parents. If you are married, it's for the wife's parents, $15. For the husband's parents, $15. Surely you can do that. And then when scripture says, honor your father and your mother, so that your days may be long upon the land which the Lord your God is giving you. You live on this land with joy and with peace. I just thought, let me say this. And also to my generation of parents, I would like to say, let's hand over some of these things that we have been doing very well. We have organized these funeral policies for ourselves. We have organized medical insurances for ourselves. If children desire to take over from us, please do so. Don't just load it on them though, have a conversation, sit down, have a round table, discuss openly, allow them to ask questions, and then you proceed so that at least we hand over to the next generation. My generation, our parents, they didn't have none of this. We introduced it to them. We put them on funeral policies. We put them on medical health insurance. We made sure that every month there was food that's being, consumed in our homes. We did it. We did it, and we did it the hard way. For you, it's easier. You are able to be organized. You can cast it on your plans, and you can ensure that on a monthly basis you are sorted. So I thought, let me just raise this matter for conversation. Children, adult children, this is yours to consume, to share. Parents, let's win our children. Let's allow them to take care of us so that we don't always grumble that, this generation. Allow them, win them off. Let them be the ones to pay for your echo show. Let them be the ones to pay for your funeral policy. Let them accept when they say they want to give you money for upkeep. $10 is a lot of money. If your child is struggling, $20, $50, $100. The sky is the limit to how much a child can afford. As long as they are able to do it, let's allow them to do it. I just thought, this is a kitchen sink issue matter. Let's discuss it. Children, honor your father and your mother. Thank you. Bye. See you in the next video.